This is the Seistar S50, the portable smart telescope that just made astrophotography easy. It finds, it tracks, it captures, it stacks, and guess what? The pictures it takes are actually pretty good. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Aren't smart telescopes just expensive toys? It's not real astrophotography. Well, if you've seen some of the images people are posting from the Seistar straight out of the camera, you may be in for a bit of a shock. The Seistar lets you take your own astro photos without any previous photography experience. Inside the Seistar unit is a 50mm telescope, a dedicated astronomy camera, a light pollution filter, and a tracking go-to mount. Yes, it's an all-TAS mount, but it works. More on this in a minute. With a current price of $499 US, the Seistar is one of the cheapest, fastest, and easiest ways to get an impressive photo of the moon, the sun, and the brightest deep sky objects. Planets are possible, but they're going to be pretty small at this field of view. I've been waiting to try out the Seistar for months, and Agena Astro in the US came through and sent me a production unit for testing last week. Better late than never. The little Seistar weighs about 7 pounds, and it comes with an impressive little foam carry case to keep it in. This makes it great for travel, which is perfect for people traveling to the total solar eclipse next year. The kit includes a quality carbon fiber tripod base, a charging cable, a solar filter, and of course, a dedicated mobile app. There's no hand controller or anything. You control the telescope wirelessly with your smartphone using a Wi-Fi connection. Once fully charged with the included USB Type-C cable, it lists a battery life of up to 6 hours. To control the Seistar S50, you'll have to download the dedicated Seistar app. After allowing your location settings, you will see some handy astronomy weather information, including the current moon phase. You'll also see the primary modes of the Seistar like stargazing, solar, and lunar astrophotography. This is an exciting screen to see when you first open it up. If you're looking for some ideas of what to capture, you can use the Tonight's Best menu and even see upcoming celestial events like meteor showers and eclipses below that. Even though the scenery mode seems like something you could do with your phone camera, it's using a telescope to view terrestrial objects. And you have the advantage of ultra steady, precise movements via the app. I didn't expect this feature to be so cool. Inside the Seistar unit is a 50mm triplet apochromatic refractor with a focal length of 250mm and an f ratio of f5. You heard me right, a triplet apo along with everything else. I honestly don't know how the Seistar is this price. Attached to the telescope is a one-shot color astronomy camera, the same sensor used in the ZWO ASI 462MC. This is the exact camera used inside of the Seistar S50, the ASI 462MC. Now, I've been using this camera for a while now for planetary imaging through my larger telescopes. You can actually see that long vertical style sensor in there, that 1936 by 1096 sensor, so 2.1 megapixels. If you want to see all the characteristics of this sensor, they're all on the ZWO website. While the entire package is impressive, I think the camera is actually its weakest point. It's highly sensitive and capable of deep images, it's just really small. Don't expect to capture a wide field of view with the Seistar. You're limited to a very specific window of space, just over a degree. It's great for the moon and the sun, not so much for planets. With that being said, the little camera is a workhorse, live stacking its way to a great deep sky image 10 seconds at a time. 10 seconds is the default exposure time for the Seistar in stargazing mode, and for good reason. Because the Seistar uses an all-TAS base without polar alignment, it's limited to about 10 seconds or you'll start to see field rotation. So you just need to roll with it. However, it does a great job of automatically calibrating and stacking your subframes together to create a final master image. So if you're a complete beginner, you can totally skip over that step. For the intermediate user, you might want to tap into the more advanced settings and stack those individual sub-exposures yourself. I haven't done it myself, but it'd be a really cool way to push the limits of the Seistar. So the Seistar is tracking and capturing the Witch's Broom, the Western Veil Nebula right now. now. And it's using a process called live stacking. It's continuously taking 10-second exposures and stacking them on top of each other to improve the image, to improve the signal to noise ratio. So this is a technique known as EAA, or electronically assisted imaging, and it's one way you can just enjoy objects in the night sky. Just look at that live stack image. It's a near real-time view that just keeps getting better and better. The listed Wi-Fi range for the Seastar is about 15 feet. Because it's been so cold out, I tested running the Seastar from just inside the house, and the connection was stable within this 15-foot distance. Speaking of the cold, I was happy to see that the Seastar includes an integrated dew heater and that the unit is rated to operate down to -10°C. Another nice surprise was the built-in light pollution filter. Based on the images I've taken, it looks to be a duo-band filter similar to the L-Enhance. You can, of course, turn the light pollution filter off to shoot broadband targets like galaxies and star clusters. Speaking of galaxies, check out my first imaging session on Andromeda using the Seastar. The process is sped up a little bit for the sake of presentation, but it really is this easy. I want to hop over to Andromeda now, and I wanted to take you guys along for the ride. This is the first time I'm pointing the Seastar at Andromeda. So I'm going to turn the light pollution filter off because this is a galaxy, a broadband subject, and I'm just going to go into the tonight's best section, and I'll hit M31 and go gazing. So the Seastar is going to move around and find M31. I'll try to be careful not to shine the light right into the lens as it's trying to plate solve. Moving around. So it's auto-centering right now. Let's see what it's, okay, it looks like it's in the right direction, and there it is. There's the Andromeda Galaxy, the bright core. Okay, we're centered. Now I'll do a quick autofocus, a really great feature of the Seastar. If it didn't do enough, it has an autofocuser as well. Almost done. It's pretty quick. Now I can also kind of move the framing around slightly if I want to. If you'll notice that the core isn't exactly center, I can use the little on-screen joystick to kind of move it around. So if I hit this here and it's on slow, just want to go this way just ever so slightly. Yep, perfect. Oh, I went a little far, but it's actually a lot better. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to mess with it too much more. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the capture button. So it's going to start taking the first 10-second exposure of the Andromeda Galaxy. It probably won't be much to look at first, but it'll gradually get better and better. So I'm going to let this run for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll check in with the shot. Oh wow, look at it already. Forget 5 minutes. I can see one of the spiral arms of dust. Holy moly. If you already have an astrophotography kit with a nice telescope and an EQ mount, you can probably take better pictures than the Seastar. I mean, come on, your camera alone probably costs twice, if not 3 times the cost of this entire package. But that's not what the Seastar is all about. It's about allowing anyone to take pictures of objects in space without knowing what dithering or field rotation means. It's about plunking this thing down on the ground, pressing a few buttons, and getting a live view of the Orion Nebula or the Andromeda Galaxy. The Seastar S50 delivers the best parts of astrophotography in a fun and easy way. The words astrophotography and easy are not often paired together, but I think the Seastar S50 has finally pulled it off. And this means more people thinking about our place in the universe and how incredibly rare our existence is here on Earth. And you know what? That's a lot more important than taking pictures.